I just got thinking about the aristocracy, and I think compared to other systems, they just kind of leave you alone, you know. And with communism, it's a centrally planned economy, and if you want to start up a business or you show any kind of initiative or enterprise, that's totally kiboshed in the system like that. They won't tolerate it. Also, with radical Islam, it's a lot of religious control. You have to wear a burqa, you have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You can't talk in public if you're a woman. Just all these rules and regulations, that go along with that. You know, and as long as the Aristos have their way of life, their power and their money and their land, and go around shooting birds and killing, hunting foxes, just their upper class culture, they'll leave you alone. If that is threatened, then of course they will get very ruthless. Of course they will. You know, you could say it's unfair. You're in a two up, two downer, and they've got all these palaces all over the place and tons of money and all the rest of it. Okay, they're certainly not going to give you a brass farthing away. They're not going to help you particularly. And indeed, our taxes go towards the royals, keeping them in clover. This is true. And then the thing called the civil list, or as the sovereign fund as it is known now from 2012, 25 to 26, the projected spend is 132.1 million to the royal household. Well, compare that to the 5 million people who are on the sick and don't have to get a job, and people that are unemployed and claiming benefits, people, all the benefit claimants, that comes to 100 billion. So it's a mere drop in the ocean that are being spent on these people. And these aristos, well, there's not that many of them actually in the country. There's far more benefit bums and really skint people, you know. And anyway, they've built these great edifices like Castle Howard and Chatsworth and Buckingham Palace and Westminster Abbey, uh, and but I mean, and also amazing architecture. And when they have their weddings and their coronations, the visual is just amazing. Do you think the Republicans could shine a light to that? Admittedly, maybe they didn't get their money in such a great way, but like Drax did make money from slavery back in the day. He definitely did, yeah. Their big problem is primogeniture, like someone take the male heir to hand it on, and so the lady aristos, they got to pop them out. It's just there's pressure to do that. Because obviously they want to keep the great edifice of Althorp Darley. It's Althorp to those in the know. Want to keep that going, pass it on to the next generation, so they have a legacy. So their biggest problem is male issue. Usually, that's the big thing with the aristos. You know, but I mean, they are laissez-faire compared to other systems, and you can worship the moon and think it's made of cheese if you want to, and they're not going to stop you. You can set up a business if you want; they're not going to stop you. You know, which unlike these other systems, communism and increasingly radical Islam, that is just not an option. So there you go. It's their laissez-faire, and we're just a little bit freer under their fiefdom than we are under other systems. Okay, bye.